Suzy Welch has created quite a debate with a widely discussed essay in the Wall Street Journal asking, is Gen Z unemployable? Her research found that the values hiring managers want most, achievement, learning, and a strong desire to work, show up only among 2% of Gen Zers. Instead, most young adults prioritize self-care, authenticity, and helping others. Fortune noted the resulting mismatch. Young workers are often seen as ill-prepared or unwilling to adapt to professional expectations. 1 in 6 business leaders say they're reluctant to hire recent graduates. 3/4 call them unsatisfactory hires. Suzy Welch created NYU's most popular business course, Meeting Gen Z on Their Own Terms, with a class on purpose. And the stories back it all up. Fortune reported that some young adults have even brought their parents to job interviews. In one case at Bank of America, others had to be taught basic workplace etiquette, like how to accept a meeting request or handle a lunch with a senior manager. So, is Gen Z really unemployable, or is the workplace the one that needs to change? Joining me now is Suzy Welch, the author of Becoming You and director of NYU's Initiative on Purpose and Flourishing. Suzy, so Gen Z does not value what employers value. I want to make clear, this is based on data. This is not like you with anecdote alone just offering an opinion.
Exactly. I mean, this is 100% a deeply researched, data-driven finding. We didn't know what we were going to find when we set out. We used a tool called the Values Bridge, which ranks people's values from 1 to 16. It's available to the public. We had 45,000 people take it at the time of the study. 75,000 people have taken it now. And then we looked at the values generation by generation. So we had a listing of all of Gen Z's values, 1 to 16. And then because I work with young people, I thought, well, wouldn't it be very interesting to see which values hiring managers are actually looking for? So we conducted a second survey of 2,500 hiring managers, and we showed them all the values with their definitions and said, what are you looking for? And when you crunch the numbers, that's where the 2% comes out.
Right. And you're totally wired among business leaders. When you took your data to business leaders, they were like, yeah, we know, we see it.
That's right. I mean, they were absolutely, the biggest reaction was, this is confirmation. That number's very small. It's, this is what we were feeling. It's amazing to see it quantified. And then since the article ran, I have been deluged with letters from business leaders, executives, hospital heads of law firms saying, this is exactly the problem we're experiencing. If I had said people it's only 2%, no one would have believed me. Now we have the data to confirm it, and they are frustrated. They're dismayed. In some cases, they're just strapped. They can't do the work. They need people to work alongside them, and they can't find those individuals.
Okay, words that I don't often say here on the program. Let me quote Socrates. Put that up on the screen so that Suzy knows what I'm making reference to. Our youth now love luxury. They have bad manners, contempt for authorities, they show disrespect for elders, and they love to chatter instead of exercise. Children are now tyrants, not servants of their household. 2,000 years old, pardon me. A tale of oldest time. Some people are hearing this and they're saying, oh, come on, you could have said it about the boomers and everybody else. They'll snap out of it. You say what?
I say possibly, but I think, oldsters have always complained about the newsters for sure. It was all the way back in Socrates' time. I would say the difference now, there's two big differences and they matter a lot. Number one is the magnitude. 2% is a very little amount. I mean, I think when I was coming along, probably they were behind closed doors saying, oh, that generation is driving us crazy. But maybe it was 50% of people they were complaining about. Most of them are okay, but gosh, 20, 30, 40% of them are just impossible. 98% is a big number. So I think it's a magnitude issue. I think the second dynamic that makes this a little bit more is that AI is coming for the jobs that Gen Z would ordinarily have taken, entry-level jobs. And so that number matters because there's fewer and fewer jobs, and then there's fewer and fewer people to fill those jobs. It's a bigger problem. It used to be that eventually the economy could absorb everybody, no matter what their values were. Now it's a little bit, and maybe not a little bit, but a lot of it problematic.
I want to show you, we're limited on time. I want to show you what jumped out. I read your report. Put it up on the screen so that everybody else can see what I'm about to make reference to. Okay, so here are the top, the 16 things that the Gen Zers value. Number 1, leisure, self-care, recreation. Number 2, self-expression, authenticity. Number 3, altruism. Number 4 is affluence. How do you get to be affluent if your values are as they are reflecting? Give me the 30-second answer.
Yes. This is what my students ask me all the time. They come up to me and they say, Professor Welch, I've got eudaimonia as number 1 and affluence is a number 4. Is that a problem? And I said, do you promise not to kill the messenger? I think this is possibly why it's going to work itself out. But people's values generally don't change. Okay. They're going to have to suppress them. And that's not really a very good recipe for a happy life. So I think the years ahead are going to really show us how this problem, this cultural phenomenon works itself out.
Suzy, it's really fascinating. Thank you for being here. And by the way, everybody else, this is the poll question. Put it up on the screen. Suzy has inspired today's poll question at Smerconish.com. Will Gen Z, like previous generations, eventually find its footing? Sign up for the newsletter. As you're casting your ballot, you'll get the work of Jack Oman. And that's Jack and Scott Stantis.